Here in round one, we have the choice. I'm gonna play first. Yeah, this is absolutely a keep. So we get to go potentially Sky Spawner into turn 4 Channeler, which is very good. I don't think we're going to open with Sandstone Bridge. I'd still like to get in for that extra point of damage with Sky Spawner. I think there's a pretty high probability that we draw a land in the next 2 turns. Or 3 turns, even. Yeah, 3 turns to draw a land to play the turn 4 Channeler, I would say, is more than enough. There it is. All right, so we already have turn 4 Channeler off a Sky Spawner token now. Black-white, okay. Immediately presume a life gain deck of some sort. All right. Well, we might actually end up taking... Ooh, that was a great pickup. Okay. We might actually end up taking 3 damage here, which I think is actually fine. We don't have to play the swamp just yet either. So we play Sky Spawner. Don't think we're going to trade with the Castigator. Given that I've got a Channeler in my hand that I can play next turn, it just seems less necessary. I also have Gideon's Reproach and Exert Influence. Yeah, we're just going to take 3 here. No play. Well, that's good news. Okay, so we swing for 3, and then we drop a Channeler, but I can't play the Sandstone Bridge again, but that's okay. So let's get him for 3. And then we'll go Channeler. Next turn I can play the Influence and steal a 3-power creature, so I guess that means I could take Castigator. But I think we're going to hold out for something better. Okay. Smite, well, a little more willing to steal Castigator now. But there is Cloud Manta. Alright, well, now I think the play is Bridge, Sky Spawner, get in for 3, play Cloud Manta, and pass. Now the question is, do I want to trade Sky Spawner for Castigator? I kind of don't. Main reason being I have Reproach and Influence, so I think taking 3 here is okay. I'm either going to steal or steal whatever creature he plays, or Reproach the Castigator the following turn. I still can Exert Influence Castigator. It's a little bit less exciting. I would prefer to save Influence for something a bit better. All right, that's totally acceptable. Okay, this is great for us. It sets our opponent back a draw step. He has no post-combat play, and we have adverse conditions. All right, well, looking pretty good. We could get Myers Malice here. I guess in that case, I'd probably just keep the Exert Influence, which seems fine to me. Oh, perfect. All right. So now we get to steal Ghostly Sentinel and crash in for 2 again. Okay. Definitely looking like we've got the deal sealed on this match. So we even can play Shadow Glider plus adverse conditions, which seems correct to me. I don't mind showing my opponent adverse conditions, I don't think. I think it just, I mean, I can afford to take 5 damage. So for that reason, maybe it is in our best interest to just hide adverse conditions, Gideon's Reproach information, especially considering my opponent could theoretically maybe drop a flyer or 2. So I think it's much more likely we're just going to block the McKinley patrol, and if he combat tricks, we'll just Reproach. All right, Castigator, we're just going to take. All right, so we do actually have lethal here, which is great. So we're going to adverse conditions these 2. And that should be lethal. Okay. Guess I could have also adversed the Castigator since the patrol can't attack into the Sentinel anyway. It might have been a better play, but it didn't turn out to matter. So opponent's got main deck Smite, which is good against our Channeler and our Noyandar, and potentially good against our Wavewings, but only when we make landfall. Other than that, doesn't really hit much. So, okay. Seems like a good match for us. Bone Splinters, not so good in black-white typically, even alongside Mortuary Mire. Dispel does not stop the Bone Splinters. It does stop the Smite, although I don't think that's worth boarding into. I think everything else is fine. Expedition Envoy, I guess, technically blocks Castigator, but we've got Tightening Coils. I think that's just fine. Yeah, we definitely looked good that game. Let's see if we can do it again. Okay, game 2 rather. And we're going to keep this hand. Fertile Thicket's going to ideally find us white mana. And then we can protect ourselves early with Reproach and get to Griffin Channeler territory. So let's keep this. All right. Fertile Thicket. Use the ability. There's our white mana. Unfortunately, we're losing Exert Influence, which makes this Fertile Thicket worse. Do we have any shuffle effects in here? I don't believe that we do. Okay. Well, no shuffle effects, so no real hope of seeing Exert Influence this game, but we also lost 4 spells, which means we're more likely to get flooded in the next few turns than normal. But that's okay. We got a good game plan going here, and we have the answer for a Castigator if he has that. No 2-drop from our opponent. Okay. Well, us having more time is good news. No 3-drop from our opponent either. All right, well, no pressure is good for us since we do have a slow hand here. Ondu Greathorn, sure. So we'll just play a Griffin. Pretty high chance we take 4 damage next turn, but that's okay. So Channeler into Wavewing Elemental. I'm debating whether I want to actually keep a land, like play the Wavewing off the channel. Probably not. But I was thinking keep the land so we're guaranteed some landfall hits, but I think that's getting overly cute. All right, taking 4 damage here. All right, Class 3 Night Watch is pretty good. There's our black mana. Might be in our best interest to just adverse conditions and then into Wavewing. Unfortunately, Channeler cannot block these 4/5s very effectively, so yeah, I think we're just gonna adverse conditions. He does know about the adverse there, so there's a chance he does not play a land. All right, he did play the land, though. So we'll tap down the fatties. Okay, lose our Griffin. Spawning bed, actually very good. We can keep it a secret one more turn, so let's just play Wavewing Elemental here. Although it might have still been in our interest to play the spawning bed in case he has the Myers Malice, because I would have preferred to discard 2 islands rather than like something else in this hand. But spawning bed is actually just really, really good there. Yeah, we can get in for 1. Spawning bed is going to give us some chump blocks. There's a chance we may even get to spawning bed plus Gideon's Reproach at some point. All right, it's going to be a tough one, especially considering I have spawning bed in hand, but unfortunately I can do nothing about that, so looks like we're going to just have to accept that. Kind of an unfortunate draw there. I guess that we'll play spawning bed now. We'll get in for 1. We stand to take 11 damage if he has landfall. Just a lot of damage. But I can't cast anything else, and I don't think I could chump block. I'm trying to think if... I guess I can prevent 4 damage to myself. All right. Let's play the Channeler here. I actually can double block. Yeah, this is okay. I can double block the Night Watch, and I think I will. Can't really afford to play around combat tricks at this point. If it's just Great Horn coming our way, we're actually okay. I will trade a Channeler for a Night Watch, though. Okay, just that will take. So the Grip of Desolation kind of motivates me to want to drop the swamp for another plains, so we don't end up quite in situations like this again. That's interesting. Clutch of Currents would be a good draw now, so we have a way to get rid of that Pesky land. Tandem tactics, not so good when you don't have planes. All right, so looks like we're just going to be using spawning bed to the best of our abilities. I don't think Miasma's all that insane against us. It does take out Shadow Gliders pretty nicely. Career Griffin, sure. Ah, yes, that will get flying. That's right. Okay. So I think we have to be willing to... am I missing something here? I can't play around Reproach. I'm obviously in no position to do that. So this attack really doesn't make sense, though, without Reproach. But I don't know how I'm beating Reproach anyway. I think I gotta force him to play Reproach. Like, it's going to be too easy for him to leave up 2 mana, in my opinion. Oh, okay. Makes more sense. So, not much chance of winning this anymore, but if we can draw white mana, there is an actual chance. Okay, well, play the drone. I guess that's tolerable for now. Okay. So, I can block everything on the land and lose 4 guys. I think it's probably in our best interest to chump the 6/6, trade with the Strangler, and continue to dig for some answers here. Oh, I guess I should have blocked the Night Watch too. Yeah. For some reason I thought it had flying. That's going to make things a bit more difficult. Although if we find white mana, we can kill the Career Griffin. Might just have to go to 2. Well, Tightening Coils, I guess, does something. This is a bit difficult. Do I Tightening Coils the flyer? Because I still can't deal with the 6/6. I would have to chump pretty much everything next turn anyway. Yeah, I guess we Tightening Coils flyer. Well, it's still not going to do it, is it? Guess it doesn't really matter. Any way you slice it, I'm going to have to triple chump. But I think at that point that just means I'm out of the game, right? Because even if I Tightening Coils a Griffin and then draw a Clutch of Currents, bounce that, I still have to chump, and then I would take 2. I guess that leaves me alive. It's not good enough, though. All right, I guess we'll Tightening Coils flyer. I don't think it's particularly good. So I could be at 8 right now if I had chumped the Night Watch last turn, but I don't really think that changes anything. So definitely dropping Swamp for another Plains based solely on Grip of Desolation. Ooh, unfortunate white mana there. All right. Well, let's go to game 3 here. This match is more challenging than it seemed in game 1. Opponent does certainly have some good cards in there, so let's bring back... So a Dispel now is definitely coming in. Grip of Desolation is just too strong against us to pass up on, I think. So let's cut the Swamp still. Bring in another Plains. And let's find a cut for Dispel. Probably Tandem Tactics. Just seems like the easiest card to cut. So, okay. Bring in the Dispel. What were the other instants we saw? Smite, Grip. Can't recall if there's more. But just Dispel for Grip and Smite, I guess, is going to be good enough. Okay, let's try this again. Would like to play first. Yeah, it's a good hand. Needs lands, but if we can find lands in the next 3 turns, should be just fine. All right. Okay. We're going to use the Reproach on that. Still going to need a land. Next turn is unfortunately the last opportunity to keep a nice turn progression going. Okay. So it looks like he can process his Wasteland Strangler now, which is a big deal, but unavoidable. That's an unfortunate miss. So this game got away from us a little bit too quick. It's not over, but this game unfortunately we're in a bad position now, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we absolutely we had ample opportunity to draw that 4th land and just unfortunately could not. So we're certainly in big trouble now. Absolutely. Thankfully didn't miss it another turn. I could do Coastal Discovery. I'm trying to think what that does. It guarantees a land next turn, maybe making Clutch slightly better. Doesn't guarantee a land next turn, but it certainly helps in that department. Just playing Cloud Manta here really only lets me block the Scion, and only if he doesn't have removal for Cloud Manta. If I play the Cloud Manta and draw a land, though, I get the Clutch of Currents. I would also like to be able to leave up Dispel, but that's just not going to happen. He's still a couple turns from Grip. So play Cloud Manta, hope he doesn't have Wasteland Strangler. It's not great. Certainly not great. But then I guess better that than our Clutch getting Wasteland Strangler later. I don't have a good answer. I really don't. I'm not sure what's better for us here. If I immediately presume he has Wasteland Strangler, if I knew for a fact he had Wasteland Strangler, I would play Discovery. Since It's still possible he doesn't. It might be better to do Cloud Manta. It's a really, really difficult decision. And a super, super important one, too. Unfortunately, I cannot read minds and hands, so I don't know what the right answer is. I would like to continue to hit lands. At most, I take 5 next turn, which is still going to put me in kind of a precarious position. I think we're going to go Discovery. I'm not exactly sure why. I just kind of have this gut feeling that he has. I've got a gut feeling that he has Wasteland Strangler. All right, well, we actually drew well there. Tightening Coils is quite good here. Still in first strike damage. Okay, Night Watch is going to be good too. So let's clutch the Night Watch. See if he uses the Wasteland Strangler. I'd prefer if he didn't, but no choice. All right, no land drop, I guess, is a good sign for us. Well, it means he's got 6 spells in hand, which I guess would not be a good sign for us, but we have a lot of spells too. We have the answer for the grip, which is good news. So, okay. Let's play this. 6 lands here, so I can go Fissure and block, and I can leave up Dispel. That's actually really good. So yeah, playing Encircling Fissure, awakening this, block the Night Watch, possibly take up to 5, and be able to counter Grip or Smite. Yeah, I think we go for that plan. This could be a really big turn for us here. But opponent does have 5 spells in hand. I think if this goes the way I need it to, this will be quite insane. I'm hoping he plays Grip. So let's block Night Watch, play Fissure. Ideally, he just taps out, uses Grip. All right, so we're just going to dispel that. Was preferring the Grip, but we'll have to settle for Smite. Still do eat a Night Watch and end up with a 5/5, which is a good blocker. Do take some damage. Oh, wait, no, we prevent the damage, so yeah. Circling Fissure was quite good there. All right, it's unfortunate, but unavoidable. I mean, we're on the road to recovery here. Since we know he has 3 spells in hand, I kind of just want to play Wave Wing instead of the Tightening Coils, because it forces him to top deck land in order to attack in, and I really do want to get a body on the board here, especially one as important as Wave Wing Elemental. Okay, Night Watch number 2. He didn't hit the land. He has 3 spells in hand. So, Wavering Elemental number 2. That one I don't think we're going to play. So I guess the play is Drone plus Tightening Coils on Night Watch. Yeah, it's going to do it. So we got to start pecking away at him if we can. Drone just gives us some blockers. So if he makes the land drop, we'll lose our Scion, which seems acceptable. All right, it's unfortunate, but nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. And like I said, our opponent does just have a lot of gas in hand. So I guess we play the Wavewing again. Just makes full use of the mana. Okay. Angel Renewal, unfortunately for us, is just quite strong, and it's going to be very difficult to beat. But we got to try our best here, so nothing else we can do. We can, I guess, hope to... Well, the problem is our opponent just has a boatload of... I don't actually want to play the Fertile Thicket at this point. I think we just play Griffin and pass. Could have done the Cloud Manta as well. So we leave back both our flyers to block the Angel. And if our opponent has grip, we're just not going to be able to do it, but I don't think that we can play around grip when he's got Angel of Renewal and we're behind on life. It's a bit unfortunate. Nothing to be done. So we just chump here and take 4. In a pretty precarious position here, unfortunately. Yeah, that's bad news, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we can... It's helpful, but possibly not enough here. It does let us get in for 6, which is good. Yeah, I don't think that we can win this. Opponent just... We knew early that he had too many lands, so just one of those kind of difficult things. He's just too far ahead on board, and we're basically in top deck mode. So we'll see. I might be able to do something. I don't think so, though. I think we're in a tough spot here. Just those 3. Well, okay. I guess that means just get the best blocks we can here. Take 4 again. Oh, yeah. Hogger Sharpshooter. I just completely blanked on that one. So, I guess that means I should have double blocked. I definitely screwed that up. So what were my best blocks knowing he has sharpshooter? I double block the swamp doesn't seem very good. I guess that was my best, or double block the angel. I definitely botched it either way. And we're absolutely dead now. So I don't think I had a very profitable block there regardless. I guess, like I said, double block the angel, double block the angel, lose both my flyers, or I would have still only lost. I still only would have lost one flyer. I definitely screwed that up. Okay, so I should have double blocked angel. He would have negged my wave wing elemental, whatever. And then what should I have done? I would have taken 3 damage only. I would have lost my wave wing. He would have lost his angel. Next turn he swings after I top deck Shadow Glider and play it. He gets to neg another blocker. I think we still lose, but it was absolutely a misplay there. Well, it was a super disappointing match. After game 1, I felt extremely well matched in this game, but opponent just completely dismantled and destroyed us. So props to our opponent. Hopefully we can do better in round 2. I think our deck is fantastic, but very much got dismantled and destroyed there. So hopefully we'll do better in rounds 2 and 3 here. We'll see you then.